The Russian VDV are the most elite airborne force in the world. They have had multiple successful missions in the Ukraine-Russia war, where they seized air bases on the opening days of the conflict. Except, this is complete rubbish. Antonov was a disaster, and their forces were pushed back on multiple occasions by the Ukraine forces. So how do they stack up against the British Paras? Before we dive into this, let us know your thoughts. Maroon for the Paras and white for the VDV. Welcome back to the war. So let's start with what makes an elite paratrooper. To join the British Paras, you must face P Company, either in Para Basic, usually around week 21, or on a course for other regiments. It's tough and culminates in 10 events over 5 days. The Trinasium Assault Course, the log race, carrying 60 kg log as a team, the stretcher race, carrying 80 kg over hills, the endurance march, and the milling, 60 seconds of controlled aggression, fighting another recruit. The pass rate? Around 50%, half fail. But here's what matters. Those who pass P Company are physically and mentally conditioned for combat. They can operate under extreme stress, carry heavy loads, and keep fighting when exhausted. The Maroon Beret is earned through suffering. It's not given lightly. Every para has proven that they can endure hell. Now compare that to VDV selection. During the Soviet era, the VDV were elite. They had rigorous physical standards, airborne training, and specialised schools. But here's the problem. Modern Russia isn't the Soviet Union. After the collapse, VDV standards dropped. Conscripts were mixed with contract soldiers. Training quality varied. And while some VDV units maintain high standards, others don't. By 2022, reports from Ukraine suggested many VDV soldiers were inexperienced, poorly led, and inadequately trained for modern combat. The British Paras train for one role: elite airborne infantry. Every para goes through the same selection. Every para meets the same standard. The VDV? They're a mixed force. Some units, like the Guard Brigades, are professional and well trained. Others are filled with conscripts on 1-year terms. There's no unified standard, and that shows in combat. The Paras are consistently elite. The VDV are inconsistently elite, and that's a critical difference. So who do you think has the hardest training selection process? The Paras or VDV? So let's look at the equipment. The British Paras use standard British Army weaponry: SA-80 rifles, Javelin anti-tank missiles, mortars and support weapons. They deploy via C-130 or A400M transport aircraft, parachuting into hostile zones. But here's the key. Once on the ground, they fight as elite infantry. They're not dependent on light vehicles. They can operate dismounted, using terrain, cover and infantry tactics. They're trained to hold ground until heavier forces arrive. The VDV use air-droppable armoured vehicles, the BMD-4 infantry fighting vehicle. On paper it sounds impressive, a fully amphibious, air-droppable IFV with a 100mm gun. In practice, it's a death trap. The armour is so thin that small arms fire can penetrate it. Javelin and Nenlaw anti-tank missiles destroy it instantly. They also use different AK variants, the Dragunov sniper rifles, as well as howitzer and anti-tank weapons. The Paras are trained to fight dismounted. Drop in, secure the objective, dig in and hold until relieved. It's simple, effective and proven. The VDV doctrine is more complex. Drop in with armoured vehicles, establish an airhead, bringing reinforcements via heavy transport aircraft. But here's the problem. It requires air superiority logistics and coordination. At Hostomel, the VDV had none of those. Russian transport aircraft couldn't land because the airfield was under fire. VDV paratroopers were isolated, exposed and slaughtered. Who do you think has the better equipment, the VDV or the Paras? Let us know in the comments. So let's compare combat records. The British Paras have a legendary history. The Falklands War and the Battle of Goose Green. Afghanistan, they fought in Helmand Province, one of the most dangerous combat zones in the world. Iraq, Sierra Leone, Northern Ireland. The Paras have been tested repeatedly and consistently performed. The Soviet era VDV also had a strong combat record. They fought in Afghanistan in the 1980s, conducting airborne assaults and mountain warfare. They were deployed in Chechnya, Georgia and other conflicts. During the Cold War, NATO feared the VDV. They were seen as a credible threat, elite, professional, capable of seizing key objectives behind enemy lines. But that was then. What about now? February 24, 2022, Hostomel Airport. The VDV launched a heli-borne assault with hundreds of paratroopers. The initial landing succeeded, but then everything collapsed. Ukraine forces counter-attacked with artillery. VDV paratroopers were pinned down, unable to extend the airhead. Russian transport aircraft carrying reinforcements couldn't land. The airfield was under fire. By February 25th, the VDV had failed. The airport was damaged and unusable. Russia's plan to airlift an entire army to Kiev's doorstep died at Hostomel. There are multiple campaigns where the VDV have been used and failed, and their performance has been hampered by heavy casualties and strategic misapplication. But here's the critical question. Would the British Paras have succeeded at Hostomel? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So who is more elite, the Paras or the VDV? On selection and training, the Paras win. P Company is consistent, brutal and produces elite soldiers across the board. VDV selection is inconsistent. Some units are elite, others are not. On equipment, the Paras win. They use proven NATO systems and don't rely on vulnerable light armour. The VDV's BMD-4s proved to be death traps. And on combat records, it's complicated. The Soviet era VDV were formidable. The modern VDV, as seen in Ukraine, is not. So what do you think? Are the Paras objectively superior, or did the VDV just suffer from poor leadership and planning? Could any airborne force have succeeded at Hostomel? Drop your opinion in the comments and check out our other comparison videos. Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments and check out our merchant membership programs. And don't forget to check back in again soon. That's an order.